Welcome back to Kaido Rider, where I'm a bit late to the party with the Honda Transalp, but there's a reason for it. But first, let's get on the bike before we get into it. And here we are on Honda's Transalp. I know it's already been beaten to death, but I haven't had my turn, so I'll see if anyone in the world of the internet's still interested. I'm actually just going to take it out for my own well-being. But a little bit of housekeeping. So I'm going to make a couple videos with this bike, and the first video is going to be here in the city. And apparently I picked this up essentially fresh off the truck. It came from the factory, no one took it out, and then I did. So I am the first rider who doesn't work for Honda. I expect it to be a little rough the first 100 kilometers or so, but we'll see what kind of break-in I can do with it. Another thing, Honda didn't give me this bike per se. If you see this video, I rode a BMW where I said, can I do YouTube? And they said, we don't care, take a few hours, we'll see you later, have fun, be honest. Honda, they said, don't do YouTube unless you pay to rent the bike. So this video is sponsored by me. If enough people watch it, we can do something like this again in the future. Now, as for why I'm riding it in the city, I just left the dealer. And the second is, living in Tokyo, Honda markets this bike as a road bike with off-road potential. So I'm going to hold them to it. There's going to be no intentional dirt. I said I wasn't going to go off-road, and then I really had to pee, and that was too soft. So I went up that hill and down and over here. Does that count? Do I get to go to Starbucks with my head held high? I don't know. This is a road bike, and I'm going to treat it like a road bike. If it's a road bike, how does it do in the city? And what better city than the city it's from, the biggest city in the world? Let's see Tokyo on a Transalp. What shocked and awed me right there is that little bit of filtering. I put my feet down just kind of to lower my center of gravity, and I hit the ground right away. It feels like such a tall bike. I'm not standing up to pretend I'm in Dakar. I'm standing up because I had a cramp. It lugs from way down low. It's a really smooth engine for what it is. In comparison to the MT-07, this doesn't have the immediate torque in the lower RPMs, but it definitely picks up better. It doesn't just kind of fall off on the upper end. And I assume there's going to be at least one American watching. As you can tell by this not being black bike, even with my American accent, Japan is like the rest of the world. We have the full fat, I believe Honda told me 93 horsepower before I left, but it also has no extras. So there's no quick shifter, no heated grips, no nothing. So it has an ETC, electronic toll reader, which is normal in Japan. And it does come with the USB power socket. I've heard some people complain, why can't Honda give us that? Well, they can in Japan, and I think nickel and diming that much in Japan would be like a national disgrace or something. What do I know? I am not touching the yellow line, which makes this not a crime. As far as adventure bikes I've ridden, in Idaho, I got to spend half an hour with an Africa Twin, all road. It was an Adventure Sport DCT. My previous job at Yamaha, I have ridden from the most bone stock all the way up to the full Öhlins and advanced rated brake line brake system Tenere 700. And the Africa Twin was awesome. Top heavy, but awesome. And I utterly hated the Tenere. Ride-by-wire is just so much smoother than cable. But yeah, I hated the Tenere. It just felt like top-heavy. It felt like the slightest lean and turn. I wouldn't do this on the Tenere because it just felt like it was ready to fall down. This bike feels great. Everybody says it. I think it bears repeating. This does not feel like a 21-inch front wheel. The Africa Twin felt like it, but it had enough redeeming features that I didn't care. The Tenere just felt like it. Like, I'm not, this isn't to be a I hate the Tenere video, but I do not love it. I considered buying it, and then I rode it, and I never considered that again. Whereas this bike, the YouTube algorithm has told me that I want it. As a doesn't go off-road rider, doesn't put much thought into it till recently, YouTube makes me think I need to be looking at this bike. It sounds great, and it has deceptive power. It does not feel like I'm going as fast as I'm going. Maybe that's naked bike versus fairing. Just another sidetrack. If you've seen any of my Tracer 900 stuff, I take the windshield off. I take the windshield off most of my bikes. I don't think I'll take the windshield off this. It's really low, but it's really useful. Just keep it clean, but it feels awesome with the windshield. I think I'll keep it. Which, to normal humans out there, of course, why would you buy this bike and take off the windshield? See this v-Strom, see this Tracer. The exhaust sounds great. for a stock exhaust, but it's not offensive. My Zard exhaust can be very offensive in my neighborhood. I don't know that I would do anything to this exhaust, unless I smash it by convincing myself I could do Dakar in the earthquake mountains of Japan. I'm sure someone's wondering where we're going right now in the city. It is Sunday night, March 3rd. I don't know where we're going. I just promised my wife I would be home by an 8 p.m. dinner. And then I have this bike for 24 hours, so as long as I get back by 5:30, they said, be here by closing. So be back in 24-ish hours tomorrow, Monday afternoon. So I get to enjoy the mountains when everyone's at work, and now I'm going to see the city when, believe it or not, this is good traffic. But it's pretty because there's customers, there's people, so all the nicest stores are showing their show. And we're not too far from Ginza. If you ever want to feel poor, come to Tokyo, hang out in Ginza, and wear Walmart t-shirts. I love that hobby. This thing balances like nothing. Like, this is effortless. I was wrong completely. This isn't Ginza. This is Shinjuku. We are right at Shinjuku Station. As far as a city commuter, the bars are wider and more comfortable than my MT, obviously, but they're not an Africa Twin. They're not a v-Strom. They're perfect. Honestly, for me, they're perfect. I could see adjusting them up and down, but wow. I could 100% commute every day on this. And the idea that there could be a quick shifter? Ooh, that's exciting. If you're going to be a city commuter, see the scooter over here, he's making a better choice, but this is not a bad choice. And one theme of this video, if I was going to get into off-road, someone's going to say in the comments, get a dual sport. But I don't have anywhere to park a car, so I can't tow. I need to sit an hour and a half on the Japanese equivalent of an interstate just to get out of the city. Forget getting to the trail and to go to the next trail. And then I have to do it all the way back in to be home for work the next day. I get one bike. I get no car. I get a touring, I get an adventure, I get a sport bike all at once. Master of none, jack of all. And I would bet most of the honest viewers out there are in the same exact position. And I must say, so far, I'm very happy to be riding this because I get the realization that when I look at it as a mostly road bike that is going to maybe see some dirt roads, I kind of wish it had a 1917 wheel setup. But it is extremely forgiving and it looks cool like this. Let's be honest, most of you that are desperately happy it has a 21 front, it looks cool. You don't actually care about the performance. It looks cool. You'd rather it perform better with a 19, but boy does this look good. The gearbox is amazing. I haven't been on a Honda in years. The gearbox is, everything is just Honda. I drove the Honda S660 recently, and that video is coming sometime soon. Boy, I'm nothing but happy so far. You could actually buy this as a city commuter. Here's the fuel economy in kilometers per liter, and that is just the most fun thing about a new bike. When I left Honda, I was getting 5 kilometers per liter. I'm now getting 17.5. Boy, this is a speeding ticket waiting to happen, even more than my MT. My MT at least hits the ceiling. This thing just goes. Very forgiving clutch. Stuck on the island. It auto blitzes way better than my MT. I want a quick shifter, but it's not a need. From second, no problem. This is standard. This isn't even full power. I'm having fun in less power. I'm criticizing the power against my MT without using all the power. Does it change power modes on the go? Yes. Press the buttons. Ooh, that's more power. You just close the throttle and it changes. It's right there. Oh, that's nice. Now that I finally rode it, I understand what people are saying about, like, if you turn the traction control off and you have to go through the whole system and everything. As a person who has no business off-road but might accidentally do that, I actually appreciate the Honda babysitter mode. I don't want to drop this bike. I'm sure. Well, not this one, but if I bought it, obviously as much fun as I'm having, I'm in the city. I'm in central Tokyo. Let's wait till tomorrow when I wake up at the butt crack of dawn to really get out and see how much of a road bike is this. I need to stop talking at red lights. Damn you, Honda, where are the blinkers? Are we coming up to the palace? Oh, we might be seeing a palace. As far as the suspension, it's very good. I haven't touched it, so I don't know what Honda Japan sells from the factory. Yeah, this is the palace. but I am 85 kilograms. The suspension is nice. I think I'm somewhere over 90 with all my gear on. The idea that I gotta rebuild the suspension, at least in the city, no, I don't. Of course, most bikes you don't, but some bikes you do. And let's follow the palace, because I know where I am now. Oh, wow, that was different. Yep, no, I felt the turn. It falls down. I take back everything. Oh my god, that was terrifying. That was a nothing turn. Oh my gosh, I could double the speed of that turn on my MT. That was scary. Holy cow, that was scary. I gotta get ready for the next turn. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's not as bad as the Tenere, but you need to know what you're doing. Let's slow down and get some more speed to this turn, see if we can survive. Yeah, this wants to fall down in the turn. Oh my gosh. That's no good. Honda, this is a road bike, correct? Good lord. Wow. One thing I really have to consider for my next bike is if I get something like this, it's better for YouTube because everyone wants to go Paris to Dakar in their backyard. I gotta decide if that's something I actually want to do because, wow, that was... God, I fell down. Oh, there's no love after like 30 degrees of lean. Even this turn is nothing. I am not doing a turn. I'm just going. And it just wants to fall off. I mean, I know why. It's because we all need a 21-inch wheel to park in our driveway and get to Starbucks. If they made a road-focused version of this that was not as ugly as the NT, I think it's an effortless choice. The brakes are very good. And something's happening down there that they're closing down the street. Flat footing a bike that looks like this is nice. Every Tenere was ready to drop. Every Africa Twin was ready to break a bone on the way down. Where is the damn blinker? Why do you do this, Honda? Is it like a trick into brand loyalty to trick people into thinking everyone but you is wrong? If you had to buy an adventure bike, like that's the only choice because YouTube sure thinks it is the only choice, and you have to commute every day in a city like Tokyo, this is fine. I like the cockpit. I really like my point of view. Gotta stop talking at red lights. One thing I'm really gonna put out there is, again, Honda puts this as a road bike. I like this size, I like this capacity, and if you want a road touring bike at this size, there's a surprisingly limited number of choices. In Japan, the Tracer 7 and the Versys 650 are not sold. You can buy imports. I'm not importing a Japanese bike from Japan to Japan. Like, it's what? No. There are some reliability questions out of Europe for some choices that are close to this. If I trusted KTM, the 890 SMT is great, but I see so many owners of even that bike specifically where there's just little things. I don't need it to change modes in mid-lean. I can feel how this is stable and it wants to just carry on in a straight line and just momentum. If I want it to be about 60 years old and sensible, because I know a couple 60-year-olds that make me look sensible and I am not. If I was a sensible 60-year-old, I'd get this as a road tourer for sure. It does everything you need. Viridian Cruise or MC Cruise both have an electronic cruise control switch for this. That's the only serious, like, you did what for a touring bike? No cruise? Really? You think people are going to look at this and say, I might as well spend 45% more on Africa Twin for cruise. God forbid go to the aftermarket. I'm only in the city, keep remembering that. I'll change my opinion in every video, but when people say this handles so great, you can't tell it's got a 21-inch front wheel, it handles so great, they're lying. You can 100% tell this has a 21-inch front wheel. It's good compared to 21-inchers, but it's not good. It's good enough. You know, maybe I could actually lean in too. Yeah, I could. Most people buying this bike should be buying a Suzuki v-Strom 800RE with the 19-inch wheel. It's not forfeiting itself on the street. It could do a dirt road. You're not going to do it probably. I'm not going to do it probably. And all the people that should be on that Suzuki should be on a diet. I don't know what I should describe it as other than like a slip angle. You go much further than this, and there's a feeling of there's a point of no return. If this had the same wheels as the 19-inch new Suzuki v-Strom, I might think this is the best bike ever made. BMW is a famous adventure bike. 1917 combo. Why is no one boycotting the GS? Why can't this be a GS killer? It's the same colors. I'll save everything else for tomorrow when I get up at 5 a.m. and do a big trip all around. As far as a city commuter, I do think you can commute with this bike. I think you can commute nicely, and I think you can be very happy with your decision. But I must say the road presence is great. It's great to have this upright. I love the windshield. I love everything about this bike but the wheels. Honda make a Honda Transalp SMT with the Hornet wheels and cruise control, and name your price. I'll pay it. Put a 40% markup over this. I'll find a way. I will sell a kidney. But in this trim, hopefully tomorrow feels better. Till next time, this is Tokyo Station. I'm in the literal center of Tokyo. This is Kaidu Rider. Thanks for watching. I look forward to your comments. Bye-bye.